tackle the Big Dumb Fun Show. Give us a call, 888-832-7561, or save us the dime, 816-984-0173. Be live on the air Mondays, 7 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. The rest of the week, leave us a random-ass voicemail message.
There are a lot of news stories out there. In fact, earlier this week, they found some 9/11 wreckage in Upper Manhattan. Thought that was very odd, and maybe even a coinky-dink that it was discovered just days after the Boston bombings. In fact, conspiracy theorists out there are trying to pin it as some sort of a distraction, if you would. It's saying that it was planted there, or it was lowered down by a rope. Some folks were even like, "What is that?" Did you see the picture, Guneric, when it came out?
I saw
the piece of wreckage.
That there was part of the landing gear. It was I don't know. It was between two buildings.
Yeah, and somebody
no one
just
noticed,
found. Yeah,
no one noticed.
Noticed it.
Like,
hey, there's a
right there by the Ground Zero Mosque.
This thing has got to be huge.
To me, seems kind of odd. Like, oh, hey, we have no hard feelings here.
Yeah.
Against those guys that flew the planes into the building. So
and the guys that bombed,
who happen to also be Muslim, but
yeah,
we're gonna put a mosque right there.
No hard feelings, guys. Fine, go ahead. See if we care.
Like, we're the bad guys if we say, hey, we don't want a mosque there. Would it be all right with everybody else if we didn't have a mosque there?
Yeah. But to refuse business to anybody via their race, that is completely... Or religion, that's completely against the law. So fine. But I just hope that they paid, the right price for the property, because, damn, that was right near... I mean, you got to think, in New York, how much do you think they spent on that mosque? And if I were Muslim and I went to that mosque, I would be like, where is my money going? I assume they tithe, like any other religion out there.
Like some church, Muslim church or whatever, paid for...
Yeah. How else are they building all these temples?
Maybe they donated it. They're like, oh, we don't want to dig too deep here.
You think the government donated the land, saying, oh, hey, let's...
The government didn't own the land to begin with.
No, I'm just saying, do you think that... Oh, you think that the landowner...
No, they probably sold it, but I'm just saying.
But somehow they're making money. So fine, I say if they want to get right next to Ground Zero, if the space is available, we need all the economic development that we can have. And if that just means it happens to be a Muslim mosque, fine. Because as far as we know, the Muslim religion, in comparison to the psychos, is much the same as the Christian religion in comparison to the psychos at the Westboro Baptist Church. But we're also getting a little off subject because I'm wanting to know what you think about the landing gear. Was that placed? There was a rope on there.
Yeah,
did you see the rope?
There was a rope and that wasn't part of the equipment. Well, maybe the gear had been in that location all that time. Somebody noticed it and they thought, hey, let me try to tie a rope to it and I can drag it out. It'd be worth something.
That is apparently what I'm surprised somebody hasn't stolen it. Trapped between two buildings in Upper Manhattan, someone apparently tried to tie a rope around it and yank it down.
Between the two buildings, it smelled too bad like urine. It's New York.
It's like, no way, Jose. I want none of this. Is that even in the plane route?
I could have swore I thought that maybe it wasn't the landing gear, but rather the restroom.
Well, did somebody track it, or have you had a chance to look at it on a map?
I haven't looked to see where it's at on a map.
Because I think somebody out there has said
kind of far.
There's no way in hell that this would have flown that far. Like, logistically, there's no way.
I hadn't seen that.
It's very interesting. A lot of interesting stories out. The Boston bomber, they're saying that they have found female DNA on the bomb-making materials, which does not mean that a female made the bomb, just that as they're taking stuff apart, let's just say you go to your Radio Shack and a female is the cashier, and you bought the battery from her. Somehow some epithelials get on the battery. You use that battery to make a bomb. Of course, some female DNA somehow is going to come on that. So the authorities right now are saying, whoa, we're not saying that there was any females involved, but they're also saying that there could be other folks out there. So if they can find out who matches up to that DNA, they may be able to tie that in with the bombers. And a lot of people are looking at the mother of the brothers, because she apparently is a radical psycho as well. Of all the large stories in the news right now, the one that titillates me the most, probably because it affects me the most, is that Facebook, here's an article from MSN Healthy Living, Facebook knows if you're fat. And what it has done, anything that you like on Facebook can be used against you. For instance, if you like Applebee's, the chance of you perhaps being targeted for an Applebee's ad or commercial on Facebook is so much better, because they know you're a guy within that particular demographic, and Applebee's wants to target you. Now, is there a problem with that? Not in that particular instance. Probably not. No. However, there are now researchers and scientists now that are taking all the data from Facebook, of which they can absolutely do so. Read that terms of service agreement the next time you get onto Facebook. Everything you do on there it's not your personal web page. All of that data, your likes, your comments, even your pictures, you technically do not own anymore. So now scientists have gone through and they have determined what cities have a larger percentage of obese folks out there versus cities that do not. For instance,
because they look at Facebook data and find that the fatties are always what?
They're checking into the couch,
posting pictures of food, saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, doing a check-in from McDonald's."
They gathered data from Facebook users nationwide, looked at their likes.
My chubby fingers can barely type on these keys.
Yeah, that'd put you in a column. What that would do. That'd put you in the fat column. They compared the information with the results of 2 telephone-based health surveys to find that they matched up quite a bit. The location where Facebookers had the fewest activity-related interests, guess where? Kansas City, Missouri. You're welcome, folks. The laziest town on Facebook, Kansas City, Missouri. Thank you. They found that obesity rate was 3.9% higher in areas around Myrtle Beach, where a lot of Facebook users talk about television. Interesting news.